Danger, danger, radiation. We got a problem across the nation. Shout it to your neighbors. Shout it to your friends. Tell your politicians. Smart meters have to end.
I also wanted to announce that I attended a RACES meeting. Those are our ham amateur operators that are licensed to help us as backup communications during disaster. I met with them on Saturday, and I discovered there's yet another reason to not like the smart meters. It was announced that the smart meters are interfering with the ability to transmit the voices clearly over the radio waves. And the more that they're clustered together, the worse the noise gets, anywhere from 20 to 40 decibels. The message that they got from PUC, it's my understanding, was that it's an FCC issue and that they need to talk to the FCC about it. And we know how long that will take. But apparently this aspect of smart meters hadn't been fully evaluated, and for me, as the chair of the Disaster Council, to not have the ability to communicate clearly during an event and to have these backup systems is another reason that we should be putting the brakes on. I know we've already sent 2 letters. But I think let's send another letter about this issue to our state and federal legislators and the FCC. And even though I know that there are some jurisdictions that have implemented, ordinances for moratoriums, and while they may be symbolic in nature, is what we're hearing from PUC, I would like to suggest that maybe we consider taking another look at that to join. Tossing that out there, it's not noticed on our board agenda today, but this weekend that was hugely eye-opening for me.
Supervisor McGlashan?
Just a couple of things. I'll support Supervisor Adams' request that we take a look at the moratorium idea. I think that the smart meter issue really is...
Don't clap anymore. We have a really long agenda. Go ahead, Joe.
It's it is such a great idea implemented so poorly. If we had wired the things, we would have avoided this whole nightmare. And so I appreciate members of the public who've been reminding us how to stay vigilant on this thing. And I also want to encourage members of the public to keep voicing your concerns to the Public Utilities Commission. We really need their help, and it's been very, very frustrating, as I know you know.
And lastly, this seems to be Smart Meter Day. We have gotten a lot of letters heard, and I did talk to the PUC this morning, and they said, first of all, that there is no such thing as a moratorium. When an entity requests a moratorium, they're put at the end of the line. They also said that the PG&E is working very hard to come up with different options, which we hope they will do. For those who are concerned, and I know this is what I did, you can put a notice on your meter that says if they ignore it, then you can call PG&E, or you can call us and we'll call PG&E and they'll come out. So that's the word on that. The next item is open time for public expression for items that are not on the agenda. First of all, raise your hands how many want to speak. Okay, you're going to get 1 minute then, because we have a really long agenda. If you can consolidate, we appreciate it. But it's going to be 1 minute. Give me your name.
My name is Valerie from Fairfax. I just wanted to start off with saying the reason that meters are being installed in the valley is because you guys didn't pass a moratorium. And in Fairfax, we haven't had that happen. And I think it's very important. And I asked Larry Bradman if I could read something, a letter that he sent to the supervisors. A number of county of Marin residents. I know, but I want other people here too. A number of county of Marin residents have asked me to contact you in regard to the continuing deployment of smart meters in unincorporated parts of Marin County. Hence, I am writing to urge your support of a moratorium on installation of smart meters in Marin County. On August 4th, 2010, the Fairfax Town Council passed an urgency ordinance imposing a one-year moratorium on the installation of wireless smart meters in our jurisdiction. The ordinance was passed upon several factors, including the following: PG&E's failure to comply with our local telecommunications ordinance, which requires a use permit for installation of wireless facilities. The County of Marin has a similar ordinance, and to my knowledge, PG&E has not applied for the required use
Your
permits
time is
needed
up.
to
If you want
install
to add
its
someone
wireless
else to
static
finish the letter,
collection
you can
units
do
in your
that.
jurisdiction.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Yes, welcome.
Hi, good morning. My name is Barry Smith. I'm from Point Reyes Station, and I'm here to support Supervisor McLaughlin's request for continued influence on you to hold you vigilant. I'm aware of your efforts to influence the CPUC, but I must say, at this point, those efforts have not been successful. PG&E has continued to violate our civil rights and to treat our concerns over the health and welfare of our children really with overt disdain. So today I'm asking for a different approach, a more assertive approach, the approach that Supervisor Adams was talking about. I urge you to pass an immediate ordinance to declare a moratorium on smart meter deployment in unincorporated Marin County until there is a broad aerial wired opt-out program in place. How are we doing in terms of time?
30 seconds.
Okay. I have several elderly residents in Point Reyes Station have come up to me and asked for their help, asked for my help. They are concerned about EMF exposure. They are in frail health. They are frightened in their own homes. To me, this is beyond unacceptable. Okay? The two things that are certain about this is not the precautionary principle in action, and this is not honoring our pledge to protect the most vulnerable among us.
Thank
so
you.
we'll seek you.
Anastasia Schultz, Sleepy Hollow. Sorry, Carol isn't here today. I am a realtor, and I work with Frank Howard Allen. I want to speak on behalf of both myself as a mother and my profession. Two things I want to bring up. I respect everything that you guys have done so far, and with all due respect, Supervisor Arnold, I do think a moratorium will have a much stronger effect than you believe. The total cumulative moratoriums that are being presented is pressuring the PG&E as well as the CPUC, and I agree we do need to send more letters to CPUC. The other two things I want to bring up, let's just assume for a minute that the health challenges that have been stated are actually correct. The pressures on the county health system will increase, number one. Let's assume if that is true, and we did have an actual blanket stoppage of smart meters, what the values of our real estate will become in this county if we're one of the few counties that actually are able to stop this. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're not going to take time for clapping, or I'm going to cut off all public testimony. No clapping.
Good
Welcome.
morning.
What's your name?
My name is Linda Browner, Mill Valley. I am here to thank all of you for your good work so far. I know that you intend well, and I know you want to do more, and I know you're behind us, so I appreciate that. Thank you. I also want to say that I do believe in the power of people and grassroots organization, and you can look at this audience, and there are so many more people out there who believe that it is not a sane technology that is being imposed upon our homes, our children, our elderly. We want safety, we want protection, and we want sanity. I am asking you to support a countywide ordinance for a moratorium against the installation of these smart meters until the House bill is signed. I'm asking this because of health issues, lack of accuracy, privacy issues. We have a right, a duty, and an obligation to protect our citizenship, and I believe you are behind us 100%. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You did that in 1 minute flat. No.
Father's Mason. I am a resident of Kentfield and under your jurisdiction, and I would ask please to do a moratorium to the UC so that we will not be inundated. My husband did chase off the installer for the gas meters. When I called and talked to them, they said, well, it's the meter or no gas. And we said, okay, propane will be fine. Also want to say that Ronnie Cohen wrote a very good article in the Civic Sun and exposing what Mr. Devereaux, William Devereaux, who was the Senior Director of Smart Meter Programs for the state of California, was trying to break into the groups that were opposing it. And interestingly, some of the emails that came back when they tried to foil a protest up in Roanoke Park, and because they moved everything the night before, and it was a empty park that they came to protest. So I hope that you will give that more time.
Thank you.
Ginger, say hi to Peeping Ralph when you see him.
Yes. Welcome.
My name is Dave DeSanti. I live in Forest Knolls. The health effects of smart meters is not hypothetical to me any longer. My son had a head injury a year and a half ago. His headaches finally disappeared after about a year. A smart meter was installed on my house without my knowledge or permission, and his headaches have returned and are debilitating, and he can no longer even live in our house in Forest Knolls. Not only has there got to be a moratorium, somebody's got to approve to get that meter off of my house. It's not a matter of hypothetical health stuff anymore, it's real stuff. And so we got to do that. I got to protect my son, and I've got to remove that meter myself. I'm going to talk to PG&E. If they won't come and get it out, I've got to do that for my own son's health. And I would appreciate the help of the Board of Supervisors in not only putting a moratorium, but removing meters from places where they have health effects. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Renee Luna. I live in Bolinas. Concurring with the previous speaker, not only a moratorium, but it's essential to be able to remove the ones that have been placed. I was reassured by PG&E that I would be on the delay list, and I would be notified by them before they came, but they came without doing any of that. And I do have a smart meter now on a new place I'm moving into. I have a heart condition. I've got 2 young children. I'm their only parent, and I have the right to protect myself and our future. I need that replaced. It fell on deaf ears on PG&E. I've spoken to many supervisors there, as well as CPUC.
Thank you. You know, we have a lot of people here for other items on the agenda. Can you really just come up to the microphone and say, I want it taken off and I live somewhere? If you could do that, it would really help us, because it's not fair to the other people that are here for items that are placed on our agenda. Welcome.
Hi, Diane Hoffman, Fairfax, and I think you have wasted lots of time. You were approached months ago, and the little town of Fairfax, their town council was together enough and strong enough to stop the installation in Fairfax, and you couldn't do it.
Thank you.
Barbara Winches, Woodacre. I would like the unincorporated areas of Marin to have a moratorium, an ordinance like Santa Cruz to give us time to get wired technology in. I'm a pharmacist. I see what's happening. People come into the pharmacy in Western, tell me what's going on with their health. We have to start here, grassroots. Also, as a pharmacist, I see radio frequency chip technology coming in on drugs. These little radio frequency chips are going out on people's prescriptions. These things can be read by readers out there. And I understand that the smart meter technology can be changed so it can read these things too. What a gross invasion of privacy. Thank you, Barbara.
Katharina Sanazell, Point Reyes Station. I am angry. We've been here 3 months ago. We came requesting a moratorium and ordinance. Nothing has happened. I am the mother of 2 small children and deeply concerned about this. I want a strong ordinance preventing further deployment until there's a broad wired opt-out in place. I have the right to protect my children in my own home and neighborhood. If you cannot effectively challenge an uncaring corporation and protect your constituency, myself and other mothers will continue to practice civil disobedience and risk arrest to protect our families and our community. We already have. We need you to enact a strong ordinance, even if it means going against the grain and challenging powerful interests. I am tired of hearing about the CPUC and that you're not challenging the CPUC. They are clearly stacked with people who are being regulated by PG&E, and we have been there many times asking for their cooperation. They have not helped. I should not have to be going in the street and risking arrest doing a job that the supervisors should be doing. I would appreciate your consideration on doing an ordinance. Thank you very much. We all came from far away. We'd like to be able to speak. My name is June. I'm a resident of West Marin. I'm a young working mother who has in the past few weeks participated in civil disobedience in order to protect the health and the civil rights of my family and community. I'm here to tell you that I know for a fact stickers are not enough. I know that letter writing is not enough, although I thank you for those letters. The only thing that I know will work right now to stop the smart meters from being installed is a human body between the installer and the meter. I personally am willing to do that, but I'd rather be at home with my daughter. I will continue to participate in civil disobedience until I don't have to anymore.
Thank you.
Morning. I'm Yuka Grable from Point Place, and I have a 22-year-old son that David Sandy mentioned had a drastic head injury about 2 years ago. Finally, no more headaches, and finally, they are back with virulence due to the smart meter, which is right on the other side of his wall. He does his homework from college on the couch in his home. It turns him into a homeless person at 22. And the people of Fairfax had enough savvy and courage to pass an ordinance that gives the people what is it called? I can go to an installer and say, I have the right to tell you to leave my property now and not come back. Citizen's arrest. I'm willing to be arrested like my sisters before me because I care for my children and all the children of Marin, and I'm asking you to have the same courage. Even if it goes against the grain of being a politician, you do such good things in Marin County. I'm asking you to use the passion that's here today and the love and let it inspire you. Listen.
My name is Penny Van Dyke. And I can pull the microphone. My name is Penny Van Dyke, and I live in Bellwether. I'm a grandmother with a son that has Lyme disease, which makes him very EMF sensitive. He lives with me. It's a safe haven. If that meter gets put on my house, he will no longer be able to do it, and I now understand this from Dave DeSanto and Eden. I am very concerned, and I further learned this morning that all of us that have called in asking to opt out of the smart meter are now being labeled insurgents by PG&E. Thank you.
Welcome, you can put the microphone up.
Good morning, my name is Eden. I'm living in Inverness, and as a concerned voting citizen and a resident of unincorporated West Marin, I implore you, as our only elected representatives in Marin County, to demand a moratorium on the installation of smart meters. We have no other option, and I listened to what you said this morning, and I appreciate your communication, but that's what we have to do, and it seems clear that that's understood here, and I appreciate that. I just want to emphasize the urgency of this issue, as my sisters and brothers spoke before me, that this has to happen immediately. There are trucks installing in my neighborhood, and what can I do if they can't be removed? That's the only option I have. The state of California has always been an innovative place. I feel we have the creativity and the courage to do something much better than this. And at least, the very least we can do is give ourselves the option. Thank you very much for coming.
Hello, my name is Sarah Riley, Fairfax. This is real stuff. I'm a healthcare practitioner. I have electro-hypersensitivity. This is not a fringe illness. It is a condition of overexposure from wireless emissions. I'm asking for an ordinance for a moratorium on the installations until there is a wired option available. Are you aware of the peak pulse emissions from a smart meter, the peak pulses? Are you aware that the actual peak pulse exceeds the FCC limits, which are in themselves outdated? If not, you are acting uninformed and negligent to the citizens of Marin, of whom you've been elected by to serve and protect. The verbal manipulation of smart meter emissions by PG&E is sorely flawed. A time average emission is irrelevant and inaccurate in putting innocent individuals at harm, and neglecting an immediate moratorium is the most acute act of neglecting the precautionary principle.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Marion Weber. I'm the main activist in Stinson Beach. Been trying to protect my people now for 2 months. And we're down to, everybody seems to be smart metered except a handful of people. We're trying to save the clinic now from being smart metered, our healing places. And we do need your support. You helped us before defeat, and I thank you for that, a cell phone tower that was going to be put on our grocery store. Thank you for that. So I know
you're the ones that can help us now. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome,
Frank Baker, Fairfax. 2 weeks ago, the president of the CPUC told a number of us that the state had no authority over smart meters and health issues, and we should go to Washington to talk to the FCC. Thanks a lot, President Peavy. Our assembly member does not believe that and has introduced legislation to allow us to opt out. Marin's 11 cities and the county have franchise agreements with PG&E. We have the authority over PG&E and need to exercise it. Watsonville, Santa Cruz, and Fairfax have. They are protecting the health, safety, and welfare of their residents. The CPUC has been captured by the very industry they are supposed to regulate. I urge you to act quickly. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Frank.
Hi, thanks for this time. I'm Jenny Pfeiffer. I'm in Bolinas. I sit on the Board of Trustees of our Bolinas-Stinson School District. We voted a couple years ago to use the precautionary principle on wireless in our schools, and this is going to make it impossible for us to provide a place for our parents to come and get an answer to their questions about this technology. It is going to prevent us from doing our responsible job. We have solar panels on our Bolinas campus, so as far as I understand, they can't hook us up at this time, although they're working on that. But our Stinson campus is vulnerable, and I know the signs don't help because we have them posted at a shop I share with others, and there are massage therapists there who treat ill people, and we now have in that building, in spite of our signs, full 2 banks of smart meters. So this is an issue. It doesn't seem as though it's going to help us when Jared Huffman's bill is passed, should be passed, if these meters are already in place, unless there's something in it that will allow them to be removed. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Ann Albin. I'm from Lagunitas, and right now I'm really worried and in a hurry to get back because I'm afraid they're installing smart meters right now, and they do not respect the delay list. They seem to even install people on the delay list first, like it happened to the Skull Weaver family on Arroyo Road in Lagunitas, or Forest Knolls. This is a very, very serious problem. This is totally uninvestigated. What is going to happen once all these houses that have smart meters start communicating with each other? And we're going down, you know. Please save us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And Peter Tiernan is going to be the last speaker, and no more cutting in line in front of Peter.
Yes, there's a ton of science available on wireless technology alone.
Great. Thank you. You want to leave that for us, or you just showing it here? Okay.
Whatever you want.
If you're happy, if you want to leave it there, we'll pass it out. Thank you.
You're very welcome to.
Okay.
I'm Simon Roseman from Lagunitas. I'm very concerned.
You can't speak. You're cut in line. Go ahead.
Very concerned about my health, all the people here's health, and your health. So you live in the county. I urge you to stand up for your people, us, to put a moratorium in place to protect all the families who are in for their privacy, their health, and it's outrageous what is going on with the smart meters.
And where did you say you're from?
From Lagunitas.
Thank you. Okay.
So please protect us.
Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Tom Ryder from Inverness. I presume that the contracts that PG&E has with its customers give them an easement to come onto private property to read meters, fix them, replace them. I'm very doubtful that they allow them to replace them with totally new and unproven technology. Presumably the PUC is giving them cover for that, I don't know. I'm also amazed that, or I'm wondering, was an environmental impact report done for this and who approved it? I would think, for example, the problems with ham radio operations would have been noticed, along with the fact that the federal standards are out of date. They have no standards for children. I think sort of know it's just for adult males. It's totally inappropriate. And just the way PG&E acts, I talked to them on the phone, they lied to me about what was going on. And the arrogance is just mind-boggling that they've applied. They couldn't have done this. They could have spent the effort to test this and find a better way to do it before they spend all this money, which they will use to justify not taking them out.
Thank you. You can pull the microphone down.
I'm Lisa Caden from Point Reyes Station. I feel like my civil rights are being violated. And I choose not to have wireless in my house for health reasons. And I don't have a choice in this. My husband has an implanted defibrillator, and having the wireless, the smart meter on my house could possibly threaten his life. And I have called PG&E, and they said it didn't matter. They didn't care. We need your help. Please help us.
Thank you.
I'm Lori Shell from Bolinas. I'd like to give my time to Howard Dillon, who's going to read a letter from Michael Lerner.
Howard Dillon from Bolinas. I have two finely crafted statements. I'll just summarize both of them. One from Michael Lerner. I am the president of Commonweal Health Environmental Center in Bolinas, founded the Collaborative on Health and the Environment at Commonweal, which has published an internationally respected report on health hazards in electromagnetic fields. It is my judgment that given the inadequate testing on smart meters, a significant reason for concern about 24/7 exposure of pregnant women and children, to say nothing of the rest of us, to the fields generated by smart meters. I believe that until adequate scientific testing of smart meters is conducted by neutral scientists, no California resident should be required to have a smart meter attached to his residence. I believe that PG&E should be required to accept full legal liability for health outcomes that may later be found to be associated with smart meter exposure. There is a tradition in English and American law that in our homes we should enjoy special protection from unwarranted intrusions, especially those that threaten our health, safety, and well-being. I believe that in the absence of comprehensive safety evaluation, smart meters represent an unwise, unwarranted, and unwelcome intrusion into the sanctity of our homes. The absence of an opt-out provision is a true intrusion on the most cherished traditions of both civil liberties and public health. Urge the Marin Board of Supervisors to recognize how profoundly many Marin citizens share these concerns and to take principled actions to protect our health. Instructed PG&E to place our home on their installation deferral list. Thank you.
Your time is up. Thank you.
Give me another minute.
I've given you 2 minutes. Thanks. But you're welcome to leave the letters for us if you like. Yes, just put them there. We'll get. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Leo Denalden from Lagunitas. Early on as an architect, my job was not just to design appealing, comfortable homes, safe, sturdy structures for the public. Later, it included choosing safer construction materials, chemically less or non-toxic. Now, my work includes choosing safer electromagnetic and RF environments for the home, involving proximity or elimination of some of these. The smart meter program does not allow for a choice. I ask that you enact a moratorium in support of AB 37. Thank you.
My name is Eleanor Lyon.
All right.
I made a wireless choice in my life. I don't have any wireless or cell phones in my home. And I just, first of all, I wanted to thank you so much for what you've done already. And I really appreciate that. And I would ask you to support a moratorium and make sure that we're hardwired for safety.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Christine Hodel. I'm from Forest Knolls. I'm absolutely, irrevocably furious. We are being tortured with devices of mass destruction in our own homes. I have not slept hardly in a week because my neighbor 40 feet away got a smart meter. I found out, I finally went next door and said, hey, what's going on? She said, yeah, I've had headaches ever since it was installed. Another of my friends in the valley has not slept in a whole month. She looks like she's aged for 20 years. She is pale and wan and she was totally healthy. Something's got to happen. It's got to happen now. People do not understand how serious this is. I'm a healthcare practitioner. I read energy. I see what's going on. I'm looking at having to move immediately. My heart was palpitating so strongly last night. My ears are ringing, as are my friends. This is serious shite. Okay? I am so angry. If you people have any power at all, you better get something done now, or you should be forever ashamed of yourselves. Thank you.
Nancy Bennett from San Anselmo. Oh, it's just killing me to hear people talk like this. Why does the PUC have us by the cojones? I mean, I know you can do something about it. You've got lawyers. You can stop this. And I know you want to. It affects all of us. If you think we have high cancer now, wait a little while. Thank you. I'll leave what I was doing.
Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Robin White from Point Reyes Station. Yes, ordinance, yes, moratorium, and yes, no more smart meter installation. It is not enough to have no smart meter signs respected. We need to have no installations in Marin until this technology is thoroughly researched. I'm concerned that this is on a level way beyond the tobacco industry for catastrophe possibilities. And even if my no smart meter sign were respected, I don't want a smart meter on my neighbors, in my town, or anywhere. They need to be taken out.
Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Blanche Wingate from Inverness Park, a longtime resident, almost 40 years. I would just like to say that as a scientist and a trained researcher, I urge you to educate yourself so that you can speak effectively to the problem of the cumulative damage that we're all going to be exposed to. There's already a body of research that you can tap into. Go to PubMed. Look at the research on cell phones and on wireless networks in general and see what the cumulative effects are. We are not a bunch of wackos here. There is science there for you to tap into. Please educate yourself. Don't just say, oh, gee, I learned something else today about the noise they make. Educate yourselves clearly about the effects and the long-term damage to the future generations as well as us that are here right now. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the time to speak. My name is Donna Larkin. I'm from West Marin, Sustainable West Marin and Inverness Park. I really urge that we don't have any representation in West Marin aside from you. We don't have a town council. There's no one but you to protect us. And we really need a moratorium. I urge you to be strong and stand up against them. Thank you.
I'm David Browner from Mill Valley, and I want to thank Peter for letting me take cuts. I'm a landlord, and my wife and I own income property that covers all of your districts. I'm particularly concerned with one unit that will have 9 smart meters on the back of it. There's a bedroom there. I have a single mom living there, and her daughter lives in that bedroom. The PG&E assured me at a meeting that 1 smart meter is just fine and dandy, no health effects. I asked them if 9 of those would have any health effects. Of course, they chimed in and said, no health effects. Please support the moratorium.
Okay, we have 3 people after Peter Tiernan.
Good morning. I'm changing up slightly about a consent calendar item, CA8. The item before you is reclassing some positions. The concern I have, and I'm speaking on behalf of Meg, and this is our first opportunity to talk to you, there's a number of restructuring going on in the big picture, and what we're getting are small glimpses. And these reclasses would indicate sort of those small indications. Last week I submitted to you, in red would be the changes to this job class. Now, in and of itself, you might think, well, we're just adding some literacy programs and some extra responsibilities. These primarily would be West Marin librarians who are on a part-time basis do this work. So to continue to broaden the responsibilities without really seeing what the big picture in this specific thing in the libraries is something we would really welcome to have that opportunity.
Peter, this is on the agenda.
Yeah, as your consent calendar.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
And we had asked for it to be held up. And I understand there are some time constraints for things to get done in this year, but I guess our issue is that we would like to have sort of broader discussions about some of the restructuring in the various parts.
Thank you, Peter. Same to you.
My name is Phil Arnott. I live in Lagunitas. I will not reiterate the insidious, and I say insidious, health hazard posed by smart meters. So I'm going to speak to one point. It was very undemocratic for the PG&E with stealth to install meters without prior permission of homeowners. And as one who was voluntarily risked his life in World War II for democracy, I feel betrayed. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Hannah Morris. I live in Point Reyes Station. I am asking you to put an emergency moratorium on the further installation of smart meters for the health of myself, my living staff at Point Reyes Hostel, and for the 10,000 guests I get every year there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Canyon General Hawk Bernal. I come from Stetson Beach. I used to work as a lineman for PG&E. I worked on the geothermal geysers up there in Middletown. I saw men falling like flies off of that job. I know that I had to have all my fillings replaced from working on telephone poles. And now those geothermal geysers up there that they promised were going to last for years, they're pumping sewage into it to produce the power for that plant. Now, I just want you to know what kind of characters we're working with. And I can go on, but you've heard it all. Okay.
Thank you. And I know you all have come from a long distance, and thanks for caring enough to come in. Supervisor Kinsey, would you like
Thank
to
you,
add anything?
Madam President. I'm just speaking, there's a number of you from West Marin, but clearly this is a matter that involves the entire county. And I want to thank all of you for taking the time today to come and speak with us. I think you can be assured that our entire board, all 5 of us, have a great concern about the issues that you've talked about. Supervisor Arnold and Supervisor Brown initially wrote the letter, brought the letter forward to the CPUC. Our entire board sent a letter to the CPUC. In both of those instances, we have supported and requested a moratorium. We also have already sent a letter of support for Assemblymember Huffman's bill, AB 37. We support all of what you're interested in. There's no sense that this is kooky. This is exactly what our community needs. We have not been effective. Okay, the issue of effectiveness that you're raising has to do with the moratorium. We have no jurisdiction over the CPUC. However, you know, what I see here and what I hear my colleagues wanting us to discuss is whether, as a political statement, if nothing else, we need to stand in unison with our community. I think that that is what we should be bringing forward in the new year with Supervisor Adams' agenda. I will also say that it would be important for me to hear if there are any installations in West Marin between now and when we have that hearing.
Also, let me just add to that, thank you, Supervisor Kinsey, that my office, we will call PG&E today to see what you need to do to get smart meters uninstalled for those of you who
Danger, danger, radiation, we got a problem across the nation. Shout it to your neighbors, shout it to your friends, tell your politicians, smart meters have to end.